We've heard it for years. Bad things happen at night, and odds are bad things will happen at night more often than they'll happen during the daytime. Unfortunately though, people in your life and even people in my life own firearms but haven't yet been convinced that they need a weapons-mounted light on their rifle, pistol, or shotgun. Maybe their reasonings are because they're expensive, it's one more thing to break, or it's heavy on the front of the gun. And sure, I understand all of those things, but the benefits outweigh the downsides. So if you don't watch any further beyond this, we want you to know that you can take this information, and we hope that you take this information beyond just watching a YouTube video. We're not just making this video for you. We want you to be armed so that when you have a conversation with someone else who is a weapons-mounted light denier, you can advocate for all of the reasons as to why they need a light on their firearm. And those three reasons are this. Number one, you can gather information. Number two, you can block information. And number three, you can pause, delay, or deny actions from another individual when using a weapon-mounted light correctly. So again, we don't want this content to die with you. We want you to be armed with knowledge and whatever wisdom we can offer to you guys so that you can benefit both yourself and others around you. It is super dark out here, and it's only 9:30. It's gonna be dark for a long time. And as we mentioned, a lot of bad things happen in the dark. Well, here's where a lot of people's common sense begins and ends with weapon-mounted lights. I can absolutely turn a light on and see what it is that I'm pointing at. Why is that important? Because we are not like the ATF, who just shoots dogs willy-nilly. Shoot anything that moves. No, we're going to positively identify what is that over there. Is that a bad guy? Is it a threat? Oh no, it's not. I don't want to shoot that. Or yes, it is. And now I'm shooting accurately and quickly. That's one more point to make. A lot of people will advocate for carrying an extra handheld light. I do, and I've carried a white light handheld for a long time. Here's the problem though. Pairing these two together in whatever fashion you're working with may start to introduce a big shadow of my gun downrange, inconsistent or inaccurate grips, and what happens if I have to clear malfunction or reload my gun. It's not impossible. People have done it for years. But having a white light attached to my firearm where I can simply push a button and turn this light on allows me to go back to a master solid grip on this gun, whether it's a rifle, pistol, or shotgun. Gathering information while maintaining a solid grip on your firearm means that you can be more accurate and consistent. With all the reps that you've gotten during the daytime, it really feels quite a bit the same after just a little bit of practice. All right, point number two, blocking information. So we already talked about the fact that when I turn a light on, I can see, but also when I turn a light on, you can't, and it's brutal. But as soon as I know that when I turn a light on, if I hit you in the eyes, you can't see me, I can use that to my advantage. So let me give you a scenario. I wake up in the middle of the night, sounds like there's a home intruder, and my wife needs to move from one side of the house to the other. Or maybe I'm in an apartment and I'm making sure that my roommate is moving to a window to be able to see, holy cow, are people breaking in? What's going on out in the parking lot? I want to stop other people from seeing me, as well as being able to see what's going on inside of my space. So if I'm moving from point A to point B and someone is behind me that I'm trying to body block, protect, or defend, as soon as I turn that light on, now all of a sudden they can't see me or what's behind me. I am literally putting up a wall of light that you can't see past. So using a white light, both to gather information and to block information, is a huge force multiplier that we can put on our rifles or pistols or shotguns. Just keep in mind that a little bit of force on force, maybe you're buying an airsoft gun or taking some UTMs or putting chamber flags into your rifles and getting practice with your buddies inside of a home, can benefit you so that you now know, wow, that's what that looks like. Here's how I use it, here's when I use it. And one more point needs to be made here. If I do turn my white light on and I gathered information, I blocked you from visually seeing me while my light was on, even as soon as I turn my light off, I still have time where you are visually impaired for me to get away, change location, or benefit my angle of approach. Whatever it is, get reps at these things and keep in mind that you can take away other people's vision just by turning a white light on. All right, so we're gonna be doing something for science. I have an airsoft pistol with a white light on it. And Drew has an airsoft pistol with no white light on it. We're gonna introduce a few different strange scenarios and see if we can actually tell if I turn a white light on, how does that affect his vision, and vice versa. We'll swap out and see how this works. But these are airsoft. We have removed all live firearms and ammunition from the scenario, and yeah, we're gonna test this.
And also,
yeah,
take note here, this is the ultimate point that you can make to your buddy who just refuses to cough up the coin for a good weapon light.
Yeah, exactly.
Just invest in 2 airsoft guns, throw your white light on one of them, and challenge him.
Yeah, yeah.
Punish him.
All right, let's see how this goes.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, so Drew, this is scripted. I mean, in a way, you know that you're supposed to be walking towards me.
Yeah, I know I'm the one that gets shot.
At this point,
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
I'm getting out of the car. You know you're gonna get hit with white light, and even still, you were pointing your gun the opposite direction. Did you know where I went?
Well, you started to move this way while your light was on, and I just tried to track that.
Oh, but you couldn't see me.
No.
Okay, interesting. All right, so we covered gaining info and blocking info. And this third one it's actually not very complex, but some people may not have heard about it before. It's actually the ability to pause, force, or delay someone else's actions. So think about this. You're in the dark, your eyes are fully adjusted, and you are trying to hide. Maybe it's a game of hide and seek, which honestly, when these are at play, it is a life and death game of hide and seek in a very strange, morbid kind of way. But when we apply white light and someone kicks a light on directly at another individual, we want to hide. It's human nature. We're stepping away, avoiding, and not wanting to be seen. And on top of that, we already subconsciously know, man, if I look into that light, I'm gonna lose my natural night vision. So if I'm pieing off or holding a corner, whether it's a doorway, inside of or around vehicles in urban areas, whatever the case may be, if I am holding a light on a sector, whether someone is there or not, I can confirm, man, if anyone steps into this lane, A, I'm going to see them, but B, odds are they don't want to poke their head out into a wall of white light because they can see through that doorway, through that window, through that alleyway. There's a ton of light coming through there that wasn't there before. I don't want to commit myself to that because I don't know what's on the other end of that light. So just based on human nature, we have the ability to pause someone, push them with white light, pull them into the shadows, or keep them from pushing their head out into that wall of light. And as soon as you start to figure that out, you can apply it with some force on force, whether that's, again, with Milsim, airsoft guns, or just dry firing and running around with your buddies inside of a house. A little bit of practice and experimenting. How does this work and how can I apply it? Goes a really long way. All right, well that wraps up our why you need a white light on your firearm video. I hope you guys understood all of those points, those 3 key points. Ultimately, the purpose for a white light on a gun is I can see you, you cannot see me. And when used properly, you can start to control people. Pretty simple principle. Now, again, with that information, we hope it doesn't die with you. Take this information, share it with others, and on top of that, make sure you're getting some dry fire practice and live fire practice. Now, it's raining. Drew, Nick, and I, we all gotta go get some food, so we will catch you later. If you guys have more questions, we do have some content on our website in regards to resource videos. We try to hit some frequently asked questions. We also have a Patreon if you guys do choose to support us, and a lot more of this kind of content on the way. I guess we're leaving Nick. Sorry, man.
So Josh doesn't know that this one goes full send. All right, I'm ready.